Hello everyone. I want to talk about what the mayor has done to different counties in New York City and out of New York City. What he's doing now for asylum seekers. There's over 66,000 asylum seekers here in New York City. So let me emphasize why this is pretty much a disgusting play and a disgusting plan on the mayor. The mayor did not even send notification to the mayor in Yonkers or any other mayor in any other county around New York City. He is just asking hotels to go with his plan for a year. So keep this in mind, ladies and gentlemen, as an activist of the city, as an activist of the homeless community all over, as someone that is houseless right now, as someone that is struggling to get food right now. You telling me, Eric Adams, that you'd rather take my resources, my taxpayers' money, and everyone else's taxpayer money, and use it to your best advantage to house these seekers, and not tell communities what you're doing. You want to take schools, you want to use their gymnasiums, mind you. You want to use their gymnasiums to house these asylum seekers. You want to close down streets to house asylum seekers, but you won't do that for the fucking homeless in New York City. That does not make fucking sense. And as someone that is facing houselessness, that is a disgusting plan, Eric Adams. When homeless men and women, before this all started, was asking this man for help, what did he do? He portrayed that he was going to help. He's going to do these programs. He never talked about these programs after he mentioned these programs. He's more on television talking about asylum seekers and what his plan is. They're coming by the busload every single day. And here's the problem in New York City. I'm not against the asylum seekers. I'm against why is that now you started New York City to care for those that were not citizens. I understand the fact you care for them, they are human and they have a human right to survive and live. But when we as the homeless community ask for that same fucking right, it's no. You have to do this, you have to do that. With that said, everyone, I'm not very pleased. And I'm not fucking happy right now. I get cranky when I don't eat. And I also get mad when I'm looking at my YouTube video, all I see is Eric Adams is violating people's trust, people's rights. You're going to hotels and you're literally, guys, this is what Eric Adams just did. A couple booked a hotel for their wedding, not 6 months in advance, but a year in advance. Eric Adams paid the hotel to cancel the couple's reservations. They had 36 people coming for this big wedding at the hotel. That means they had 36 rooms available. People coming from Argentina, people coming from all over the world. And Eric Adams said, fuck them, do what I say, kick these people out and house my asylum seekers. That is so not cool, friend. People are trying to get married. People are trying to have a happy moment. Do you even care about New York citizens? So I asked New York this. Who and what side are you really on? Are you paying attention to what Eric Adams is doing? Because he's absolutely violating your fucking human and constitutional rights right now. I'm saying that because I went through a battle in New York City being houseless and trying to find a suitable housing. You can't afford it. You can't afford it. Go into the shelter. It's safe in a shelter. Why don't you tell the asylum seekers to go into the shelter? Why don't you use the shelter or one of the shelters for the asylum seekers? Or how about you use those shelters for some of the asylum seekers? But no, you want to place them in fancy hotels. Not only that, ladies and gentlemen, they get in food vouchers every day and food voucher cards, Visa cards. They are called Visa food voucher cards. When the homeless asked for that in New York City, it was like, no, we have to allocate, we need to look at resources to see we can allocate this money, where we can get funding. And now, this is continuing to go on in New York City, friends. As I said, I'm not against asylum seekers seeking refugee in New York City. It's just how the way the city is doing it. When people, for the longest time, that live in this city have begged mayor after city official for help. And let's put it frankly clear, the asylum seekers are getting better help their first time in America than someone their first time being homeless. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. What does that tell you about a corrupt, corrupt and unethical system this New York City is? It's just not fair. You got homeless men and women out here fucking looking for food, looking for housing, and this guy literally says, I'm gonna use your gyms, I'm gonna use your public school gyms to house these asylum seekers while school is in section. I'm going to close down New York City streets while everyone is working and trying to find parking space to house these asylum seekers. You don't want to use federal land, or now you're asking for federal land, which I said months ago, why don't they use federal land to house these asylum seekers instead of using New York City's resident property to house these asylum seekers? I don't think that's fair, friends. That you want to close down the schools, you want to use the school gyms, you want to use public access to New Yorkers to shut down a facility to house asylum seekers. It just doesn't make sense, ladies and gentlemen. How is the city still allocating all this money if they haven't gotten resources from the government yet? Think about that. They haven't got any funding from the government yet. But somehow, some way, they can afford to house these asylum seekers for $500 a night in a hotel for the 1 year? Yeah, 1 year. They're going to be in those hotels for 1 year. Up to 1 year. Why don't you do that for the homeless community here? That is what I'm trying to apply here, ladies and gentlemen. But listen, folks, I'm not trying to be an enemy to the asylum seekers. Like I said earlier, I'm not against the asylum seekers. I'm against what the city has done with this. How they literally betray everything they spoke about. Yeah, Adams administration, you guys betray everything you spoke of. You literally lied to New Yorkers about how to fix a homeless problem. You went on national television with a homeless man, and then you had this homeless man tell his life story. And what happened now? What happened to him? What happened to him? Where is he? I'll tell you what he is. He's still in the shelter. He's still in the fucking shelter, probably. Trying to get out of the shelter, which is dangerous. This is why I'm asking, why can't the mayor open up the other shelters and put those asylum seekers in those shelters? Why can't the mayor just ask the government to open up New York City federal property and land to house these asylum seekers? Instead of taking our schools, our public schools, our public streets, which is going to make a lot of homeless people angry, and it's making me angry because they getting fed pretty fucking well. Asylum seekers are being fed very well right now. They probably had the best meal in their life in a long time, and they deserve it. But I'm letting them know that you're being played. All of you asylum seekers are being played. You're being used. You are like a tool to the city, just like we, the people, are tools to the city. We are nothing but pawns. Simple pawns. And now they got a new pawn, asylum seekers. They're not even going to attend to the homeless problem here in New York City. Look how many fucking youth that are homeless on the streets of New York City doing fucking meth and drugs now. Look at the shit, man. Look at how much youth is in Manhattan. Look how much young people are doing drugs and being homeless on the streets. Go to Manhattan right now. Go to 34th Street. Go between 67th Street and Canal Street. You'll see a lot of young people around 34th Street, Herald Square, Flatiron District, especially East Village, especially West Village, especially what is that, Washington Square Park? Nothing but young people and homeless. Why don't you house them? I thought the young adult people are the future. You can help rebuild their lives. See? It's like you kicking out Americans and putting in asylum seekers. And no, I'm not angry at asylum seekers. No, I'm not. I'm mad at the mayor. What he's planning. Why can't he do this his first year in office with the homeless? That is what I'm trying to say. If you can fucking spend $600 per asylum seeker in a hotel per night, then you can do that for the fucking homeless in New York City. You can do that for the fucking homeless. There's 66,000 asylum seekers here now. And you telling me, come on, friend, no, that's not cool, man. That is not cool at all, friend. $500 to $600 per night in a hotel, ladies and gentlemen. At the Ramyard, yeah, all these fancy hotels he's putting these people in. Come on, friend. The city is not getting any resources or grants or funds from the government or federal government yet. They are literally asking the president to step in for this, and he hasn't responded yet. So where's the fucking money coming from? Why can't they do this for the homeless in the city and for the people of New York City in general? Everyone in New York City needs a second chance, right? Why couldn't they do that for New Yorkers? And you wonder why New Yorkers are misbehaving or treating you bad or doing the things they do in this city. Look at what the mayor and the system is allowing and what they're doing to his own people. I just watched the broadcast, and many people in New York City are not happy with what the mayor is fucking doing right now. This is why he was booed at the Japanese festival on Saturday, May 13th. He was the first to walk down the parade line, and he was booed. Why? Because he never answers people's questions directly about what is his plan with the homeless now. Why are you not doing this for the homeless? You know how many journalists ask him about why you can't do this for the homeless? He avoids the question every single time because he knows he could have, but he chooses not to. I'm sorry, but the asylum seekers are not going to get your vote. They're not even registered to vote. So if his game plan is have them legalized, in which they are going to, I'm like, wow. Wow, friend. You know how long it took me to get rights to vote? And you telling me they can get vote just like that? And get resources just like that? And get housing just like that? They first day here? Wow. So ladies and gentlemen, I just saw a nasty report online on YouTube from a newscast, and I was like, you see all the comments, everyone's like, in the comments, everyone's like, I can't believe this man had the audacity to treat his homeless as if they don't exist in this, as they don't exist. Because every time a journalist asks him about, so why couldn't this plan that you're implementing work for the homeless? And he goes, man, we're not talking about that. We are talking about asylum seekers seeking refuge from their country, from their problems, and that's great. that we want to make this country better and bigger, but you can't make it better and bigger if you can't be fair about making it better and bigger. Come on. You got to treat your American people right first before you treat anyone else right first. That's a stepping stone, a learning curve. You're not learning from that. You're literally uneducating yourself, Adams. And your administration needs to know that, yeah, the Panda photographer don't like you. You don't have an idea. I don't give a fuck you're a cop, professional. I was doing this job way before you came along, sir. I did social justice work long before you came along in other states, friend. And I'm sorry, I've been here for 2.5 years, and I'm sorry to say this, but Mayor, you are not doing a very good job. You're a hypocrite, you're two-faced, and you do one thing for one people, and then you side with one people, then you criminalize young people, then you arrest young people for the wrong reasons, and then you literally shot a young man that was unarmed last year, talking about it was a justified shooting. Shooting an unarmed young man? Come on, man. So Kit Kat, those mobile markets, again, Kit Kat, those mobile markets are not, I'm sorry, but you know who City Harvest is, right? Guess who owns, wait. Guess who owns Too Good To Go? City Harvest. So if you do go find a mobile market, which is really hard to find in New York City, you have to go to the location they are at, and they're only there for a short time. Read it carefully. Read it carefully. They show up once a week at a certain location. Thank you, Mr. Collins. Thank you. City Harvest owns Too Good To Go. That means City Harvest, when they do the mobile markets, guess what? The mobile markets are not what you seem to be. Trust me, we went to one of them last year, remember? And we came up late and we were on the line, and guess what? They ran out of food. Why? It's limited. No, I have not, Mr. Collins. We've been talking about that earlier. But what I'm talking about is not about food, Kit Kat. It's about how the mayor is using the seekers as his stepping stone to say like he's the best mayor in this country by helping the asylum seekers. First and foremost, any state could help the asylum seekers. They just choose not to. So one state just sent us a bunch of asylum seekers to New York City. What does that say in the first place? What does that say? Texas doesn't want to spend their money on the asylum seekers. Let New Yorkers do it. That's abuse of power, friend. That's abuse of power. And the mayor's like, could have said, no, these taxpayers of mine, my New Yorkers, have a right to know where their money is going to be used. That means, keep this in mind also, that means the more asylum seekers come here, the more New Yorkers are going to get hurt with the taxes. The more they're going to tax you more, the more you're going to give. The more you're going to give, friend. I haven't eaten anything at all today. We've been waiting hours for food at the community refrigerator and came up nothing. You missed that live stream, Mr. Michael Collins. But Kit Kat, you have to understand, this is not like every other city. City Harvest runs New York City a little bit differently than Wisconsin City Harvest. And I gotta tell you that I'm a Wisconsinite. I can tell you that from experience. City Harvest in Wisconsin, what you have to do is you have to register with the Dane County. That means you have to have an active EBT card. In order to get food from the City Harvest, you have to have an active EBT card. And when you go to get an EBT card from Wisconsin, you show that EBT card and they swipe it and they give you these fake voucher money around the market so you can buy the food. So technically they taking money from your EBT, but just giving you a voucher money card to spend how much you want to buy. Let's say you want to buy let's say you want to buy some onions, some green onions, some peppers, and let's say you want to spend only $20 of your EBT money. So they give you $20 of City Harvest voucher money or like a farmer's market. And you go around and you just pick what you want based on the price. So keep that in mind. That's how it works. You have to have an active EBT card. In New York City, and in New York City, I believe that's the case as well, since you have to have an EBT card with City Harvest. And if you don't have an EBT card, you have to sign up and you have to register with yeah, it's like you got to give them information. Okay, they want to know who they're giving food to, which I don't mind doing that. But when they ask for a social security number, when they ask me for my ITIN number or my social security number, I don't want to provide that. You know what they do with that? Just like any other 501c3 organization, they use that to get funding. That means they can lie on paper like Porchlight has. This is why I'm bringing this to light. Porchlight is a 501c3. I used to work at that 501c3. The state hired me to find out what they were doing. I found out they were lying about how many people were staying in the shelter. They were lying about who was using services. Same thing that happens in New York City. They were lying about, and recently I just said that, New York recently got caught under fire lying about statistics about who and what homeless man and woman or child was really using services in New York City. And it turns out some of these people were not even using services in New York City, and they were getting funded and grant money from the government to house and from the city. They were lying about the statistics. This is why I know I know best, because I was an employee of the Wisconsin State working for a 501c project just like these 501cs in New York City. Everyone does the same thing to cheat the system. They do it to cheat the system. Keep that in mind. So I'm asking New Yorkers, you with asylum seekers? Yes. But are you with your city that is literally neglecting the homeless here? So you think about that, ladies and gentlemen. Think about that. Just take a deep breath. Why can he not do this for the homeless in New York City? When he came, mind you guys, if you watch the news, you watch this broadcast, I'm pretty sure Stephen Brown would probably say, yeah, I kind of remember that. When he came in first office, he was attacking the homeless. He wanted every homeless man off the subway street. He wanted them out of the subway, but you can't. If I have to give my social, I would always write it down on a piece of paper. It doesn't matter if you write it on a piece of paper, my dear. They use your credibility, your information to get money when you're not using the services. When someone's not using the service, that's fraud. Simple as that. That is fraud. Okay? Understand that. Fraud. You lied about someone being somewhere. You lied about someone being helped. You lied about, look what happened to Jordan Leely. He was supposed to be getting help, blah, blah, blah. And these people said they claimed they know who he was. If they claimed they knew who he was, why couldn't they get him off the train and get him into housing? See? Gotta watch the gray lines there. Why couldn't they help Jordan Leely? I did see your comment, Mr. Collins. Thank you for the donation, sir. I want to finish this video, and I'm trying to help the homeless here. At the same time, I'm trying to help myself, and also at the same time, I'm trying to help New Yorkers understand and asylum seekers. The asylum seekers are being used like pawns. Like I said before, they're being used by pawns. We're all being used like pawns. I just want you guys to know that, like, I just saw that broadcast and everyone is pissed. He literally wants to take public schools. and use them as their housing. Are you kidding me, friend? They want to take public schools during the summer. Mind you, public schools are open during the summertime for free meals for kids. So that means you're going to close down a public school in the neighborhood where kids eat for free in the summer. So now they're going to go to another school somewhere. Okay, Mr. Collins, you have a good night, and thank you once again, sir. But as I was saying, you want to have people from that community go to another community school to get free food. And if that's not the case, that school might be closed due to you housing asylum seekers. So is the free school program in the summertime for the kids going to be a thing? Or no? Oh, you didn't allocate money for that either. But you see what I mean? Did he allocate any money for children that are in poverty during the summer? Because summertimes are the roughest for a lot of kids. So I emphasize, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not against asylum seekers. I'm against this fucking corrupt city that literally should have done this for the homeless in his first year in office. That's what I'm trying to say. Because there are a lot of people that asked that mayor for help, and he lied on television, pretty much saying, oh, he's going to do this, he's going to do it. He brought a homeless man on television to give his sad story. Every homeless man and woman and child has a sad story. Oh, that's my background music. Holla at your boy. I'm fast as fuck, boy. Thank you for the background music, everybody. I appreciate it. This is why I like this fucking neighborhood. This is why I like this neighborhood. People come out with their instruments, start playing. Don't need a fucking permit. Like Manhattan, oh, you need to have a permit or you need to have one of these. Come on, friend. Out here, you don't need none of that. This is a community based. You see the difference here? Everyone is starting to know who I am in this community. Oh, that's the panda guy, right? He's the cool guy. He's nice. That's the guy that speaks to. He's Francais? Yeah, like today, like this morning, the fucking drunk guy throws the bottle. The homeless dude throws the bottle in front of the kids, where kids come in and out of the school. Come on, little children, $600 per night on each single asylum. And I'm saying to myself, I'm one single person. I don't have any children. So that means if that person has a wife and then 2 children, that means that's like 500. That's like 500 a pop. Come on, friend. I know some children can be free in hotels under that certain age requirement, but think about that, friends. I'm one person, and he's doing this for a whole entire family of 6,000 asylum seekers. Come on, I'm one person. You telling me, like, listen, you telling me you can help me with that same plan of yours, Mayor? Come on. You're not a mayor, man. You're acting like a ruthless tyrant right now. That's what he's doing, like being a fucking tyrant. I'm sorry, everyone. I feel for some of these New Yorker people that can't believe they heard mayors wants to use public schools and public event space for the summer where people hang out. Yeah, like your local pool area or your local center where you get your groceries for the homeless. Oh, my panda, man. I can't believe this mayor is literally like, he's not looking out the best interest for this city. He's looking for he's trying to, you know what? This mayor has done too much damage to the city as we speak. I don't like his approach. I don't like his attitude. I don't like that he thinks he's some big and bad. First and foremost, you're not the first black mayor of the city. I looked it up. What is his name? Mayor Dinkins? Mayor Dinkins was the first black mayor of the city back in the 90s. And I'm sorry, but He had a very good reputation. You're trying to be just like him, aren't you? Well, you can't, sir, because here's the thing. He wasn't a cop, and he doesn't shoot unarmed young men, and you're going to say it was a justified shooting. How do you call that a justified shooting in New York City? You're having cops violate people's rights. Cops don't have a right to search. First of all, my Fourth Amendment doesn't give NYPD the right to search me at any given fucking time, sir. My Fourth Amendment protects me from your NYPD cops first searching my property, or my persons, or my home, or my vehicle, or my property. That's what the Fourth Amendment means. You don't give officers the right to violate the Fourth Amendment. Just walk up to young people and just you got a gun, you look like you got a gun, you got to pat them down. First of all, they're children, and if they're under 18, that's a violation. That's child abuse. I don't care if they're ruthless teenagers. They're still under the age of 18, that is called child abuse. Why is the city not being fined for child abuse? Because they do it all the time. But with that, tell everyone, I just want to talk to you guys about what I just saw on the news, and it's like, it's so disgusting. Want to close down streets. You can't even find parking in New York City. So you're going to make it worse for people that look for parking in their neighborhoods? He wants to do this in urban neighborhoods, ladies and gentlemen, where you sleep. You live in an urban community where you want to get away from the loud noise from Manhattan. You want to live in Brooklyn for a reason, or Queens, or Staten Island. He's going as further as New Jersey. Counties. Housing. Yeah, he's going as far as going into Jersey counties to house these asylum seekers without any permission from any other official from those cities. Talking about they got the memo. No, they did not get no memo. They even said we didn't get anything. We didn't get no phone call, no memo. The mayor in Yonkers was just on television saying like his constituents called him instead, not the mayor. He hasn't spoken to the mayor personally yet. How unprofessional is that? A mayor is supposed to talk to another mayor, to another official, to another official. You're not supposed to have his team do it. You're supposed to have a one-on-one, sincere conversation and say, listen, I know you might not like this, Mayor of Yonkers, but I have a proposal plan. This is going to help us both. It might not help us. You might not like it. And this is what he said on television. He said, a lot of people might not like what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do it. I don't care what people say, but I'm going to do it. Yeah. He's going to do it without your permission, New Yorkers. No, that is New York's right to approve on that. That's also for New Jersey, Yonkers, upstate New York, as far as Connecticut. Oh my panda, even as far as Long Island. Yeah, that is so crazy. They are scattered everywhere now, but the city is spending money. Why can't they spend the money on helping the homeless here? That's what I'm trying to imply here, ladies and gentlemen. That doesn't make sense. It's cheaper to help the homeless here than helping the asylum seeker. You know that, right? Oh yeah, it is. It's much cheaper helping an American citizen than a asylum seeker, because now you got to go through all the paperwork, all the regiments, all the legalization, and money has to come somewhere to order to get that done, right? But if you house and help an American citizen, it is much cheaper. But with that said, everyone, New York is, this summer is going to be one fucking hot one and one rough one. And I fucking guarantee it, you're going to see a lot of people, you're going to see a lot of crime, you're going to see a lot of more, wait, you're going to see a lot more crime taking place. So take it with a grain of salt. You're going to see a lot more crime. But I'm going to digress, and I'm going to end the live stream. I'm going to say this for now on. The mayor does something else that is stupid, I'm going to broadcast it. Because he deserves to get his ass kicked. no offense, man, I meant that metaphorically as a figure of speech, but you have no idea what you're doing to us in this city. You are making lives much rougher, much tougher, and you're making life itself difficult. Like I said, no one's perfect. You're not supposed to be a perfect mayor, but doing that, yeah, that's intentionally. But with that said, everyone, I think asylum seekers also can be housed in shelters. If you force us, and you force the outside homeless people that come to New York for a better chance to go into one of your shelters, think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Someone from, let's say, California just wanted to move here, and they moved here, and within their first 33 months, they couldn't afford the rent. And now they're trying to stay at their job here, but they can't afford the rent, so now they're homeless and they're gonna have to sleep out in the shelter. The mayor is telling that person to go to the shelter. It's safe. No, it's not. It's never safe. It's always been a robbery spree, or a harassment spree, or a killing spree, or a violent spree. No, you don't tell. Yeah, no. I think everyone deserves a chance, and the mayor's not giving people chances. And then I don't know what's going on with DHS in New York City, but man, this is why I'm so glad I don't work for the system anymore. It's so broken. So broken. In so many ways. I'm glad I don't work for the state. I'm glad I don't work for no government. I'm glad I don't work for Portslade. I'm glad I don't work for any no more 501c3s, no embassy, no nothing. Because it seems like the system is broken in this country, friends. And it's not the people that's broken. It's the system that's broken. So with that said, everyone, talk to you guys in the next one.